One Piece chapter 1181 is out, and my review is out on the channel, and I will be talking about it a little bit more. So, one point I need to make real quick. So, the official translations out, I usually do my review on a fan translation. And this week the official translation, I must say it reads quite a bit different. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily conveys different meaning of what its message is, but it reads quite different. And to be honest, the way the fan translation reads kinda reads better, I can't lie. But especially with Imu's speech, and I read it out in the review, so the Imu speech is kinda differently framed here. The way it's framed in the official translation, I'm gonna read it out to you. Oh. It's the nature of man to crave strength. However, when power so lusted after is too easily gained, corruption, choosing servitude out of self-interest, covenants, and the envy that seeks to achieve one's goal, the power of omen. These form the trinity of what we call domination. And domination is separated very deliberately, and we see this several times in the official translation, that domination is separated between domi and nation. So one thing that leads me into right away is domi reversi. That is domi and reversi. Here we have the trinity of these three things coming together, building domination. Building the word domination, to dominate, to throw the will of someone under your will, to dominate them. But also the word domi, the word padomi, and the word nation, of a country, the nation. So this also very interestingly leads me into the next topic. This is Imu in this chapter here. We have once more again Saint Nerona Imu. This Imu we have in this chapter here, seeing Loki transform. And he's surprised. He's like, Nidhogger. And quite a bit after that he is, so you have finally returned. And I even said this in my chapter review. This could also mean that Trollboy has returned. This could also mean he's feeling Luffy's haki over in the Walrus School, and he is feeling Luffy's presence because he's becoming stronger and eating food. But he says this quasi, the next thing he says to Nidhogger. But the thing with Nidhogger, what he says is, in the translation here, we have a question mark behind it. I didn't notice this in the review. We have a question. Nidhogger, he's surprised. He says this in a surprised manner. So he sees Loki transform, and he's surprised that he's Nidhogger. Why is this a problem? Well, Imu-sama, Lord Imu, this black blob thing, already has seen Loki. And already has met Loki and Luffy. But this Imu, Saint Imu Nerona, when he met Loki, it was like it was the first time. Oh, I don't know you yet. Who are you? And now that Imu-sama, the black blob figure, also has seen Loki transform back and forth. But this Imu, now, again, oh, he transforms. Oh, that's Nidhogger. He's Nidhogger. He's returned. He's surprised by that. So at the very least, these two persons don't share memory, or there's a memory loss thing, or something else fishy going on. My theory, and I made an entire video about it, put it right here somewhere. And I made an entire video about it. Imu, if you ask me, is 19 people in one body. And Mu's world is not complete. It's not complete because he's 19 people, not 20. He's missing Lily. But I don't want to go all into it. Core point is, this Saint Nerona Imu and Imu-sama are two different persons. He needs Vivi to become complete. And with the domination, he needs to become the world. As Roxy Sebek put it. What is this? What I'm seeing here, it's the world. Why is it the world? Because it's 19 people of 19 different nations combined in one body. That's why this is the world. That's why Imu-sama is also referred to as the world. And for him to become complete, for Mu's world to be complete, he needs that 20th part. Without it, he's incomplete. And it's also why he got Shuri. Because maybe he thought, hey, this blue-haired princess, maybe she's a descendant of Saint Nefertari Lily. But she's not. And it didn't work out. If that's the case, I mean, the Nefertari family is known, and Vivi was in the Holy Land several times. Why just now is then the question. Is Imu sending for Vivi? And I don't have the answer to that. But same as why just now is Imu acting and going to Elbaf. He seems to be someone who's willing to wait a long time for something. He's not concerned with time, he's not aging, he's not dying. I mean, he's at the very least 800 years old, if not older. So time is no concern for him. So, I guess that's just an explanation, but it's not the entire explanation. The why just now is still there. Okay. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about with the chapter. The Imu, the domination, and the way he's not remembering things he should remember if he was one and the same person to the shadow creature, which he's not, clearly. We have proof here that it's not one and the same person or has some kind of memory leak thing ongoing between the shadow creature and this body we see here on Elbaf. The shadow creature stepped through the portal, so yeah, it's not like it's two people, the shadow creature stepped through and someone else stepped out, no. It is the shadow creature that stepped out, but he transformed into this body, and I think Oda made it very clear with this plaque underneath. This body is Saint Nerona Imu. This is who this body belongs to. Now Saint Nerona Imu and Imu-sama, two different entities in one body, in one form, because Imu-sama absorbed Saint Nerona Imu at some point, but two different people. At least if you ask me. Crackpot theory, can call me a crackpot, then call me a crackpot in the comments. Alright? Then do that. That's up to you. Okay, what else is there? Well, Loki's performance. I must say, Loki's performance is stellar. No one else could have done this. No one else could have brought Saint Nerona Imu to defend himself against an attack he fired. No one else could have sent Saint Nerona Imu flying into a tree and shock him like that. No, he didn't kill him. He didn't really hurt him at all, no. He didn't achieve that, but we're speaking of the final villain of the anime. We're speaking Madara here. And no, I'm not taking Kaguya as final villain. Madara was the final villain, the final boss. That's the level of villain we have here. So if the 5 Kage come together and can't defeat Madara, that's not a feat against the 5 Kage, that's a feat for Madara. The 5 Kage are still fucking strong that they even could box at all with Madara. Same for Loki. Loki is boxing. I think Kaido would have just died. Let's be honest. Kaido, kinda weak. Kinda weak in 2026. I'm half joking. I don't think Kaido would have died. But I don't think Kaido would have dealt nearly as much damage as Loki did. I do think Loki is stronger than Kaido. Straight up. Said before, I do think Loki is at the very least somewhere in the top 5. It's just so many characters that are unknowns and question marks, like Dragon, like Shanks still, to this day, it's a question mark. Then we have Dragon. I guess Garp is not that much of a question mark anymore. I am pretty confident that Loki is stronger than Garp. By now. I'm pretty confident that Luffy is stronger than Garp by now. I think Luffy just surpassed Garp not that long ago. But now he's stronger. Garp in the top 10. And as a character, top 5 easy. But strength-wise, top 10. And well, we get another attack from Imu. And let me pull out my phone for this one real quick, because I wanna proofread this. Imu impales Loki with the giant sword. Yeah. Wait a moment. Here's when he deflects. Becomes tall. He flips. Blade of Judgment Nemesis is the official translation. I do think the fan translation was just Nemesis. But here it is Blade of Judgment Nemesis. Okay. That's different. So we have Doom. Domi Reversi. Then we have Omen. Then we have the Blade of Judgment Nemesis. And all of these use the same black flames. So those are all attacks used from the same source. Although, with what Imo said this chapter is that Omen is in everything, in every being, in everyone. And a reminder that Omen in Japanese is written Maki, very similar to Haki. And yeah, what's that all about? Is Maki and Haki one and the same? Is it like a different version of Haki? And I've seen someone theorize that actually every character in One Piece is actually using Maki and not Haki, and the real form of Haki would be like a freer version, because Armament Haki being black was their argument basically, and Imu's flames are black. That's the level we go through. But it has a point. Like, people wouldn't know that they're using Maki, thinking they're using Haki. This is just a word we put to something. They wouldn't know if it's... And that's very much a point in this chapter. They wouldn't know if they use the power of God, Haki, or the power of a demon, Maki. Imu says this in this chapter. What's the difference between a devil and a god? It's all the same in the end. And the people wouldn't know if they're actually using powers of the devil, of the demons. No, everyone can use haki. Not just people that eat devil fruits. And that's where the theory falters a bit, because if Maki is using the power of the devil, and there's a devil in the fruit that gives you the devil fruit powers, wouldn't that mean that only people that have devil fruits could use Maki? Maybe. Maybe. Unclear. I'm really scattershotted this week. Plenty of thoughts on this chapter. Really scattershotted though. I double checked, there was no chapter next week. I'm not sure when there was Golden Week, if it's next week, the week after, or if it was last week. And I just somehow missed that we didn't have a chapter last week, but we did. So I think Golden Week is coming up, so I'm not sure if we get a chapter this week. Maybe. I hope so. If not, I'm gonna be doing some more reading of all of One Piece videos. I'm gonna continue with that anyway. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow, because I gotta go fix my bike. Well, anyway, this was the scatterbrained video of today. Leave a like if you made it all the way to here. Bye bye. Good day.